Hey friends, today I want to talk to you about HOAs. Do they exist everywhere in Jacksonville? Or can I share with you some of the most prestigious neighborhoods that are not HOA? Stick around if you want to know the skinny on HOA in Metro Jacksonville. Thanks so much for sticking around, friends. My name's Nicole Smith. I'm a local realtor here in the Metro Jacksonville area, and one of my viewers asked me why I'm not showing communities that are not HOA. Well, in fact, I have shown quite a few of those areas. So first, I want to go over what is an HOA, what are the pros and cons of HOAs, and then break down some of the neighborhoods that are not HOAs. And I want to explain what an HOA is. HOA is an acronym for Homeowners Association. A homeowners association is something that a developer typically puts together when they are developing a community. It's a list of rules, covenants, regulations, all kinds of different lawful and legal incorporated things. So what are they mainly talking about? They want to keep your neighborhood looking a certain way. They want to keep it, I guess you would want to say, in the value element. So what does that mean? That means that it could be in a subdivision, it could be in a condo community, it could be in a townhouse community. The developers are the ones that initiate it, they start it out, and then once these new neighborhoods have been established, they pass it over to the residents. Now, some of the residents will typically elect to be on the board, and they are the ones that will have a president, a treasurer, a secretary, and different things of that nature. But they also will hire a management company, and the management company will be in charge of collecting all the dues. So the HOA will have dues that, depending on the size of your community, may be quarterly, it may be monthly, and it may be semi-annually, it could be annually. So it all depends on the community. And these homeowners will sit down on a board maybe every quarterly, go over the financials, and make some decisions that need to be made. This is not a paid position, it's a volunteer position, and it is basically a thankless job just to know what's going on in your neighborhood. So I would strongly suggest, if you are in an HOA community, to at least attend a board meeting or even get onto the board. Let's get into this a little bit more about what are the pros and cons. Well, one of the main pros is that the maintained areas are maintained by the HOA. So if you have a sign, if you have a fountain, if you have grass or a park, the HOA is going to be in charge of paying for the maintenance of that. And all the homeowners will have to share that expense. So it's not on just one person, it's on the entire community. Your community may also have a pool, it may have a park, it may have different types of clubhouses, whatever it is. You all share the expense of maintaining that community. So that is one of the pros. The other pro is it keeps a uniform appearance of property upkeep. So they will go around and make sure your grass is cut. They will go around and make sure you're weeding your garden. They'll go around and make sure that you're not keeping your Christmas lights up all year round. They will also restrict you from painting your house different colors that they may not approve. So this is one of the ways it maintains the uniformity in your community. And this is important for property value. It will give a new homeowner a sense of stability when they're looking at homes that are in an HOA, that they know that their neighbor is not going to be able to paint their home with black and purple polka dots. or they're not allowed to have 20 junky cars all over their lawn, or sofas and furniture that really don't belong out on the sidewalk in their lawn and on their lawn and so on. It'll keep some maintenance there. It also will have access to some sort of amenities, which is another pro. And because if it's a larger community and they have a larger amenity center, the pro is you get to take advantage of these amenities and not have your own pool in your backyard and utilize the one in the community. So that way you can just pitch in your share and have all the beautiful amenities in your neighborhood, which is a great pro. Another pro is conflict resolution. So if you and your neighbors aren't getting along, the HOA may be able to get involved if it is a dispute about parking, for example, or if your pets are misbehaving or whatever. There's different reasons why you might get the HOA involved. So it helps with conflict resolution. Another pro is the potential of higher resale value, which I kind of touched on. You may be considered a premium neighborhood because you have an HOA, because everybody's trying their very best to maintain a high value in looks, in appearance, and maintenance. That will give the perceived look of the value to a new buyer. But of course, we all know that it's the inside also that matters, if it was well maintained. And the other pro is convenience of the reduced burden. So some of the communities may have included in that lawn maintenance, and you will not have to take care of your lawn. You will not have to take care of your garden. So if that is the kind of community you live in, then that's going to be beneficial to you if you're not interested in doing yard work. That is something to consider when moving into one of these communities. Now let's get to the cons. A lot of people want to say that an HOA is a drawback, it's a con, because of the mandatory fees and the fees that typically will continue to go up because everything else is going up. That means your HOA fee will probably go up as well. And depending on where you live, you may have an assessment. Now, an assessment may be if you are sharing a roof, if you're in a townhouse or a condo community, and they haven't put enough money into the reserves to pay for new roofs, then they will ask all the homeowners to pitch in to pay for everybody's roof. And that is something you're going to have to pay. You cannot get around it. It is a mandatory payment that you will have to do. And of course, being a part of your HOA, you cannot continue to vote down to raise money for these fees because in the long run, it will hurt a lot more. Number 2 con is the loss of autonomy, which means you may not get to paint your front door purple because everybody's in the neighborhoods are brown and they only want brown doors. So that is something where your true personality might not come out, and that may hinder you. If you wanted to do certain types of flowers or hedges or even cement work and the HOA doesn't approve it, that is something that you may not like because you don't have as much control. Also, the risk of foreclosure is con number 3 because the HOA can put a lien on your house. And if you don't pay your HOA bill, they can put a lien on it and they could legally foreclose in most states. So depending on what state you're living in, that could be a problem for you, and they will not really want to do it, but if they need you to pay it off, they will get their money somehow. The 4th con is the potential management and board disputes. So you hire a manager, they're doing their job, the people on the board are fighting, and there's all kinds of chaos going on. Personalities don't always click, someone's always trying to be in charge, other people don't want to listen. Disputes happen. That's the way life is. And it happens in the HOA community as well, just like it would happen in any other community. The other cons, number 6, is the hidden costs. Sometimes the HOA doesn't do their job in saving money, and then some big expense will occur that they didn't plan for, and that's where you're going to get another special assessment. So if the public fountain breaks and they're not maintaining it, and you have to spend $10,000 to get a new fountain, and you don't have $10,000 in your reserves, then every homeowner is going to have to pitch in and get that done, or you're going to have a fountain that's not working in your community, which can bring a lot of problems if your community's fountain was designed to keep that water moving and bugs and so on from living in that area. So it can be a hindrance. So that's the pros and cons of HOA, and there are quite a few neighborhoods. This map is showing Jacksonville, and I highlighted Metro Jacksonville, and I highlighted HOA, no HOA in the comments. So we're going to take a look. There's over 283 on the market currently. So how does Jacksonville break down? So here is the northeast side. We got the northwest side. We have the downtown core. We have Arlington. We have the beaches. We have south side over here. And then down in here, we have Mandarin, we have Orange Park, and we have the west side. So let's just randomly grab one from every community just so you can see what an HOA home, no HOA home looks like. All right, let's go randomly. I'll start from the north and work my way down. So this is zip code 3226, and this is on the northeast side of Jacksonville. And let's take a look at this house. Is $620,000, and it is a beautiful home here in the Metro Jacksonville area. It is a 2-bathroom, 3-bedroom home, 1,660 square feet, and you can see it is on some water here. So you can see this particular home, no HOA. It has land. Look at, it's on 2.5 more acres. So you're getting your land, you're close to water, and this is something that could be yours. If you're looking for a community that doesn't have an HOA, there is one for you on the north side. Let's go down here and look at one on the northeast side. Okay, let's just randomly pick one here. Let's see. We'll go here in Highlands. And this one here is $207,500. Let's take a peek at what this house has to offer on the northwest side of Jacksonville. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,100 square feet, built in 1953 for $207,500. So here is another neighborhood on the northwest side that does not have an HOA. There you go. You can see you have options here in Metro Jacksonville. Now let's go to the west side. The west side, let's go farther down west. Let's go to Murray Hill. I've mentioned Murray Hill before in one of my videos, so make sure you take a look if you want to see Murray Hill a little more close up. But here is a brand new construction home. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath for sale for $309,900. So this home is $309,900. It's a new construction home, and you don't have an HOA. And this is in Murray Hill. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, built in 2025. Now another community down in this area, since we're down here, we have Avondale and Riverside. Okay, let's take a look at this one in Riverside, 32204. This is on College Street. This is $599,900. This is one of the historic districts. So you may have to deal with the historical district. This is something you may have to do. This is let's see, more information. So this one is 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,184 square feet. This one has a pool, it looks like. Let me make sure I grab the right one to show you. A lot of upgrades. So this one, no HOA. All right, let's go back. All right, so we're downtown. Let's take a look at Springfield. This one's on 18th Street, and this one is $264,500. And you can see this one also has been upgraded. And this is in a 0 HOA community. Look at, they can have a purple door here. Isn't that cute? My favorite color is purple. But that is just an example, okay? So let's go back and look at a few more just to give you an idea. There are options if you don't want to use an HOA. All right, let's go farther into, let's say, farther west. Let's go into Normandy Village here, or Rolling Hills. Let's go to Rolling Hills. Okay, so we're here in Rolling Hills, and this house here is $225,000. We have a no HOA community. They do exist. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So we have options here, okay? Let's see if we can go into Orange Park, just so you can see what Orange Park looks like. So here's a home for $350,000. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, built in 1976 for 2,100 square feet. And this one is a no HOA community. How about that? So you see, this one has been updated and has some very nice features. Brick home here in the Orange Park area. All right, now let's go. Let's see where else we haven't been on my map. Well, we can go down into, let's go into Mandarin. So this one's on the water. You have access to the St. John's. This is $2,100,000. This is a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom, 4,199 square feet. There you go. No HOA in this beautiful home here in Mandarin. So there are options for you. Now we can move on over to, this one looks like it's in the Bartram Park area. Let's take a look at this. Zip code 32258. This is $475,000. Let's take a look here. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,832 square feet. This home has a nice big lot, it looks like. No HOA. So there you go. That's in zip code 32258. Now we're going to go on up to 32217. This is considered the south side, but it actually has another area also. They consider that. This one is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,430 square feet. And this one, it looks like it's been upgraded as well. So you can see you're going to get some nice options here in the Metro Jacksonville area. So this one in the Beauclair area, zip code 32217, off of San Jose. This home is $430,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,538 square feet in a non-HOA community. So you can see this one is very different. That's the other thing about these communities, a lot of the homes are unique, unlike the homes that are in a builder's community where a lot of them look the same. So let's go down here to zip code 32207. This would be the San Marco community. This home here in San Marco is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 956 square feet. And this one's priced at $349,900. And so we know that this home is in an area that is close to the river, and therefore it has some land and it has options. Looks like it's been remodeled. So that is an option for you if you want to live in the San Marco area. And let's go over to the Arlington community. Now this one is $399,900, and this one is 2,148 square feet, 4-bedroom, 2.5 baths. So this one is also close to Mill Cove, which is a waterway that has access to the St. Johns River and all the way to the ocean. So you can navigate here to the ocean, but you can see this one also has some updates to it. Now let's just go over to the beaches so you can get a sense of what's going on down here in Jacksonville Beach. Here's a home that is $565,000. It has 1,020 square feet, and it's a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom. So you have a 1-bathroom house here at the beach for $565,000 with no HOA. So you see, you all have options. And if you decide that you're wanting to look for a property here in the Metro Jacksonville area, we have options for you if you don't want an HOA, or if you do. You've heard the pros and cons now. It's time for you to hire me so I can help you make a decision on what's best for you and your needs. As you can see, there are a lot of communities that don't have an HOA. So if that is something you're searching for, I can definitely find you a home in a community that doesn't have an HOA. And make sure you check out some of my other videos that I did on Murray Hill and on Riverside and on Arlington. I highlight the neighborhoods that don't have HOAs. And Mandarin also, some of the communities in Mandarin don't have an HOA. So those are some of the communities that we can really go and research depending on what you're looking for. Make sure you reach out to me today. I'm going to leave a link in my calendar with my calendar below here in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. All the support you give me is so wonderful. And if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, no matter what state you're living in, I can help you find a realtor if you don't have one. And that realtor would be vetted by me personally. So don't hesitate to reach out, even if you're not thinking about moving into the Metro Jacksonville, Florida area. I can help you no matter where you're at in the United States. So remember, friends, whether you're thinking about buying or selling anywhere, I mean anywhere, I definitely will have a contact, even in other countries. So please don't hesitate. I appreciate you so much. And remember, life is too short not to love where you're living. And I'm living the dream here in Jacksonville, Florida. And I would love for you to be my neighbor. Bye for now.